Okay, there should be a Zoom session to join. Let me share my screen before I forget. So I was trying to get caught up to you guys from last time. Because Tom did a great job driving, but we don't want to take advantage of him, right? So I'll try to get caught up here. So on our Canvas course, to get caught up, the first thing I'm going to do is click on the, I've got a new link out there on our home screen, Zoom video playlist. So when we do these Zoom broadcasts, I can record them and I'll try to upload them to YouTube. So if you miss a day or there's something that you want to look at that went past you while you were working on something else, sometimes that happens when we're doing demo stuff like that. The Zoom playlist should be available out here for you as video. It's just so awesome that I know you want to do it again. But I'm going to go to the SAM textbook module link because I want to get back to that textbook where we left off. And we were working with the Shelley Cashman Discovering Computers book. And if you remember, we were working on that chapter project, and I have it set up to be worth 25 points. Your main project for the chapter is worth 50 points, and your training is worth 50 points, just so that you can kind of get an idea of how they break down. I know for some of you the training is pretty simple for some of these. That's great. So we had left off with this text effect shading the paragraph. So let's see if I can bring that up. So I need to know what font we wanted. Okay, so I have this document here, and for our Surf's Up thing, it needs to be Rockwell Extra Bold. I think that's the only thing I was missing to be caught up to you guys. Okay, so here's what we kind of left off with last time. We have our heading resized font-wise, we centered it, and we put this border around it and made it this orange color. We're going to come in today and apply a theme, a blue theme that'll kind of change some of this orangeness. So stay with the orangey stuff for now, and then we'll be fixing it. So today we need to finish formatting the rest of the text and insert our image that's going to show up under that heading. So I don't really want to bring the book up too much. If you have your textbook up beside you, I think that's a great plan. I'm going to try not to flip back and forth between it too much because it takes so long, and you guys know so much about what you're doing. So the first thing we want to do, if you've found your document, is to select all of our lines other than this bottom one. Now, there was some additional formatting you guys did to that bottom one that I don't have, so I'll grab that here in a moment. So in the textbook, they really emphasize selecting text, selecting multiple lines. Tell me, how can I select a paragraph without hovering over it? So like I can select things, right? I can move my mouse pointer to a certain spot and hold my mouse button down and drag and select things. But be aware you can also come over here to the margin, and you could click to select the whole line. You could double click to select the whole paragraph area. So it's just kind of a handy thing to do sometimes if you just want to select several lines. So since I want to select all of these lines except this phone number one, I could do that in the margin. I could just click and hold and drag and get all of those lines selected real easy without really sliding necessarily over there to them. So we want to make sure we've got everything selected, and then we want to change our font to a 24-point font for this area. So again, I have everything except our heading and our phone number line. Oh, that looks good. Now our first line is going to say, learn to surf or improve your foreman skills on the waves through expert instruction from our award-winning surf school. So nice big text there that we can see on this flyer. The next 3 lines, we want to make those into a bulleted list. So I'm going to select those 3 lines. And I could use this mini toolbar down here to choose bullets, or I could go up to the primary toolbar in the paragraph section to choose the bullets. Either way is fine. Once you have that bulleted, of course we know bulleting is a toggle. We can click it again and it'll unbullet that stuff however we want to do it, bullet, unbullet. We also could undo using keystrokes. What keystroke would be a undo? Control Z. And what keystroke would be a redo? Control Y. So don't forget that as a programmer, Control Z is one of the most important keystrokes you can have, because if you get things all messed up, you can undo. So don't ever panic thinking that you've lost everything. Always Control Z and see if it comes back. All right, now we want to select this one word, expert, up here in our document, and we want to italicize that. So we can click again on the italics tool in this mini toolbar, or we could go up to the main formatting toolbar. Italics again is a toggle. I could click it again to undo. Is there a keystroke to italicize? Control I. So Control I again would unitalicize. So for our word expert, we want to change the font color too. So I'm going to come up here to the main font area and look for my font color. And they want us to choose an orange. I think it's this orange accent 2, darker 25%. But if we get counted wrong, don't get mad at me. We'll fix it real easy. Okay, so now we have that word expert italicized and a different color to really bring attention to it so that it's an important term. What font is the title? The title is Rockwell Extra Bold. All the rest we left as the default font so far. So the other thing we want to change in this paragraph here is the words award-winning. Let's select those, and we want to make them bold. What's the keystroke for bold? Control B.
I used to use a program called JAWS, which really does.
That's what they keep asking me if you use.
It does not work well with the mouse.
Oh, so your keystroke. I just love it. You know them all. That's great. Okay, so let's select our phone line, the very bottom one. Mine is looking pretty small down there at the bottom. And I want to change our font size to 25. That's not an option. What can I do? Can I type it in? Is that okay? I can. Now that looks pretty good. At least I can see it a little bit better compared to the rest. That line also needs to be centered. So I'm going to change our alignment to center it. And then I've got to note that it needs to be a different color. So again, I'm going to change our font color to that orange. For our phone number, they would like it to really stand out. So they'd like us to select it, and we want to underline it. So Control U for underline. And we want to make it bold. So Control B for bold. Now, whenever you guys are submitting things to SAM, this is an area to be super careful because it would be really easy to select that exclamation point and make it bold and underlined also, and you would get counted off for that. And you would be, I did everything just exactly like it said. And you did, but there was one extra character over what it was intending. So we have to just be careful. And those aren't the end of the world things. We can fix them. But that is how picky it is. So we've got to be careful with that. All right, that's looking pretty good, considering that's what they want anyways. I don't know so much about the orange, but like I said, we'll fix it. So I think we're ready to insert our picture. So we want our image to be right under the heading. I'm going to use that tool to turn our formatting marks back on, show those formatting marks, because I want to make sure that we actually have a paragraph under the heading, and we do. So do you see that little paragraph marker there? We do have one there. So I'm going to click on it. And they want us to center this paragraph before we do anything with our picture. That's a really good idea. Sometimes I'm one of those people that kind of inserts a picture and then formats it after I'm done. But they're saying, you know, you could go ahead and get this centered before you insert your picture, and then your picture will be centered also. You won't have to worry about it. So I've got that empty paragraph now is set to be centered, and I want to insert the picture. So I have the student data files copied out to the S drive for us so that we can find the picture. So we want to go to our insert tool, and we want to insert a picture from a file. Now, on the file manager, if you click on this PC, we want to find this stu data, the S drive. And in the S drive, we want to go into the CIS folder. Then we're looking for CIS101, and we're section 104. And finally, the assessment folder is where I put the student data files. So I'm going to go into that folder, and then we need module 1, and we want the surfing picture. So help your neighbor find that. Let's let everybody get it so that we're not missing anywhere. You find it all right? Everybody got it? Okay, okay, okay. Tell me, okay. Nothing.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Because that will help. We will help. So we did, I'm going to go back to it again. Insert picture. Then I clicked on this PC and found the S drive. So it's stu data. And in this S drive, you actually have a folder for each of your classes. And some of the classes use them and some of them don't. So you would go to the CIS folder, then our class, CIS101, section 104, assessment. 75 clicks later. Now, those student data files are also available to you online. So if you're at home and you want to do some of these activities, you can download them real easy. When you log on to the Shelley Cashman site, they'll give you access to all those wonderful files. Okay, so if I want to resize my picture, I know I can grab these sizing handles and resize it. How can I resize it without losing perspective or without stretching it out, making it look all funny? What can I do? You can hold the shift key while you resize, and then it will maintain perspective and not get all wonkety on you, at least as much as possible. Sometimes when we resize things. We can't do too much. But as long as you hold shift while you're resizing, it'll try to maintain that aspect ratio and keep things from getting all pixelated or really, really crazy sideways. So they want us to resize the picture a little bit. I think this is pretty close to what we want. So notice how, because that formatting was already set to center, as we resize, it's staying in the middle of the page. It's not moving around. Now, whenever we have a picture selected, the Picture Tools tab will become available up in our toolbar. So I'm going to use that Picture Tools tab to see what things I can do to my picture. So I'm going to click on Picture Tools up here. And the Picture Tools then give me this ability to change the picture style. If you've noticed in our end result, they want us to have like an oval picture, and try the different styles and see how they work. I don't know why I like these ones that have the drop shadow underneath, kind of sometimes make things look good when you're doing Word documents and PowerPoint presentations and all those kinds of things. They want us to use this soft edge oval. Yeah, that's the one we want. Soft edge oval. I taught a class once on basically word art with a friend who's like a Photoshop master, and it almost killed him. But we could still do a lot of stuff in Word, so he was surprised. Now we want to add a border to that picture. So looking at our Picture Tools ribbon still, notice that past all those picture styles, we have the picture border option. So I'm going to click that to bring the drop down up, and they want, I thought it was a border. See what else you can see. Oh, it's effects. So under the picture effects, they would like us to add a glow. So we're going to add a glow effect, and we want the glow with this green. I think they want the 18-point glow with that green thing there. Interesting.
Is it 18 or 8? 18?
I'm not sure. If you're looking at the book, you're right. Because I did not write down exactly which one. But we can change it. We're so good. Yeah, let's go back to that. Glow. I do have it written down. 5-point glow. So the first one, not the last one. Can't read my writing. So now our picture's in. I don't know about that green glow, but we'll be fixing that, I think, as we set up our theme. So just a few more things that we need to do like that. Let's look at, first of all, setting up a page border. They'd like us to have a nice border around the whole page. So whenever we're working with page type things, that should be under our layout tool. So I'll click on my layout tab. But with this one, I'm going to go to design. I'm in the wrong place. Look at all these wonderful things. Where are we? Oh, here's page borders. There are lots of places to set it. So don't worry if you're someplace else and you think, well, that's not where I did it, because there are lots and lots of places to set it. But under the design tab, way over here on this edge, you should be able to find this page borders tool. Now for our page border, we want to add a box. And we want our style to be, it's kind of like dashes and dots. I'm not seeing a name to it. I'm going to go with that one kind of in the middle of all of those dashed and dots type things. It's not giving us a name at all. I'm going to leave our color as automatic, and our width is 0.5 point. I want to apply it to the whole document. I'm going to click OK. Now that gives us a border around the page, but I don't think it's as thick as they want. So I'm going to go back to page borders, and I'm going to change the width. And of course, I'm guessing here to 2 1/4. That looks like what they want. So it's looking pretty good. We've got a nice border around the page. Let's go ahead and do some different views. How could we change the view of our document? Down here at the bottom, we saw we had these different choices. We're looking at our print layout. I want to zoom out a little bit so I can see how that document looks all together. So just down here, if you use your zoom tool, you can zoom out and in a little bit to see how it looks. It's looking all right, but it looks like there's a little too much space down here at the bottom. So let's center everything on our page vertically. So that is on the layout tab. On the layout tab, the first item you have is your margins. The second thing is your orientation. Now I've lost it. You guys will have to find it. I gotta go home. We'll find it. We got to center that page vertically. That's our last thing we've got to do. Before we do that, let's go to the Design tab and change that theme color. So right now, on the Design tab, if you look at this colors icon, it has this kind of orange and black and stuff. If we click the drop down, we can see that we can change our theme colors. And we want to change our whole theme to blue. Now you can try these different options if you want and see what you like and notice how it's affecting the colors that we have. I'm going to choose blue like they want. So that fixed our oranges to be the blue colors, took care of all of that problem. Now on this last paragraph, they'd like us to move it down just a little bit. So I'm going to go to, I'm sitting here on the Design tab. I'm going to go to Paragraph Spacing. And I want to choose Custom Paragraph Spacing. Yes?
What was the style you used for the color scheme?
Yeah, it's under these this colors.
Yes.
And then we used blue.
Blue.
Uh-huh. Does yours look like that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can I back up a little bit?
Sure.
To the heading, because as we align this, I need to get the heading figured out.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point size for the search?
It is 70.
70.
And then they made it all uppercase.
Oh, okay, 1 second. Thank you for.
No problem.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So it's not 72.
What was it?
So it's not that.
Oh, it is 72. It's 72.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so on mine, what we did last class was it's like it's in white and not in black.
Oh, okay. So that's my fault. I've got something I need to fix there. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to get failed here all over the place because I tried to just jump in.
The other question I have is, do you not, how do you put the highlighting behind surfs up?
For that, select your surfs up, and you want on this home screen your borders and shading, which is the little paint bucket. It actually just says shading. And then when you do the drop down, we chose the orange color that I don't have anymore since we've used that blue thing.
Okay. I got it.
And this one should show up in the grade book that you've completed it. It shouldn't give us an actual grade. So that's why I'm being kind of haphazard with some stuff, because I actually want us to get something sort of wrong so that we can see what Sam is like and how to look at it. So gonna make sure we get a few things not quite perfect. Anything else? I think our last thing is we need to format this bottom paragraph so that it is, they want it to be like 12 points below the one above it. I'm going to go to my paragraph tool here. And on the paragraph tool in my indents and spacing, I'm going to make sure, cancel first, that I'm on the right line. My cursor is sitting on this very last line. I'm going to bring up the paragraphs screen. And the spacing before, I want 12 points.
So there should be a 12-point space between the picture and then the text.
No, between this text and this text. Just that very last one. So the only thing we need is our vertical centering. How can we do that? What do you think? So the margins? Layout. They go to it in some different way. So I want to make sure that our whole page is centered vertically. So we're going to use the layout tab. And on the layout tab, when we're looking at this page setup section, I'm just going to click this icon down in the corner to bring up the page setup dialog. In the page setup dialog, I'm going to click on the layout tab. And I want to change my page vertical alignment to center. So it didn't do a lot of moving, just a little teeny bit. Now, if we go back to our home tab, we can turn off those formatting marks so that everything looks more like what it's going to look when it's printed. And let's save it. Now, I need one of you guys to take over this Zoom session because it's not going to look right for me on Sam. So I'm going to stop the share here. We need somebody to grab it. Who wants to grab it? Let's see. Who's got their stuff ready? Tom did it last time. Yours is all messed up. I just am afraid if I go to Sam, it's going to look completely different than if you guys go to Sam. Ryan, will you take over? I don't care if you have anything to submit. Just get in that thing and show us what it's going to look like a little bit. So you want that green share icon. Uh-huh. Perfect. Thank you, Ryan. So let's go to Canvas. And we want to go to that assignment, so modules is fine. Scroll down. And we want our Word1 module. Keep going. No, no. Go down to our Word1 module. Keep going. Go down. Week 8, expand that. And then just pick that SAM training for Word Module 1. Nope, wrong one. SAM textbook project. Sorry.
You're all good.
I get it.
This one?
Yep. So we've already downloaded, so now we want to upload. So click on that Choose Files button and find your file, that new Microsoft Word document. I think it's that one. Yeah, and open. Sam is expecting a different file name for this assignment.
Yeah. I need it.
What does it want you to name it?
Mine's surf flyer right now. So you gotta like copy and paste what you.
Yeah. Just go to File Explorer and rename it. Now, this is a thing where when you're working with Sam, be really careful that the file name is correct and that you get it named properly. And because this was our textbook project, we didn't get as much instructions.
Should I be following you as you do this screen by screen? Because I went to this SAM training for module 1, but I had that's as far as I made it. I just entered into like a training session rather than like
Right, we want the next one,
okay.
the next link.
So what are we supposed to be doing this?
We want to try to upload this file that we've created. Now, Ryan's is not named properly according to Sam, so he's going to try to rename it.
Is it the Word1 Practice SAM textbook project?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we need, Ryan, is for yours to be named exactly what they have here. Surf _ flyer _ Ryan Mac.
Yes, I'm just copy that.
Yeah. So can we rename it? Has anybody worked with Sam before on these things? Is it okay to rename it? Remember, if Sam makes you download the file again because it's not named properly, just like these guys in the back are saying, keep your current one and copy and paste everything in there. You don't want to redo it. I've gotten lots of emails from people that said, I redid this 12 times and Sam still won't take it. Don't do that. Figure out what's wrong and get it copied and pasted that first time. Okay, so you're going to rename that one? Is it going to let you? So go do open file location because you're just looking at a recent, and then do file save as. He's got this. So right here on Sam, when you're trying to do your upload, it's going to have a hint for you of exactly what expects that file name to be. Now let's try it.
Mine's not done yet.
That's okay. Go ahead and submit it. We won't hold it against you. Okay, so now it says it was submitted. Whew, I told you, the hard part won't be doing the Word stuff. It'll be getting the file saved and uploaded to Word or to SAM correctly and all of that stuff. Okay, so now what does it say that you did? Let's view the report. Now, there's a button right here on this screen to let you view the report of your grade, but you could also go view reports in SAM later. Ryan already told us he's not done, So he's not going to be embarrassed when we look at his report and it's all mean and says, oh, you did this wrong.
I got really good
Yeah?
all the way up to this point.
Look, you did really good. And so it's real detailed, the report is, and it tells you exactly what's wrong. So don't ever think Sam is not telling you what you did, because it will give it to you. You just have to go find it. So all it's saying is, looks like you got a little sidetracked here when we were adding our page border and stuff. So kind of failed there. But he still got a pretty good grade on it overall, even not getting those last few things done. So let's make sure everybody can get something uploaded, view a report, see what you've got, because your first real Word project is due next week. So it will be just like this, only it'll be on your own, where you've got to get it uploaded on your own.
So the car show one thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just practice, right?
This one is practice, so it's 25 points. The real one is 50 points. Right, for this one.
So it doesn't count on there.
Right. This one will just be 25 points for doing it. So we'll see how Sam does it.
So the book kind of gives us step-by-step instructions how to do these projects. But
Well,
do you
this
take
book
these to
gives
that
you
one?
these ones, these chapter projects, but then the ones that you have to do on your own are just a little different, but they're pretty similar.
There's no steps to it, or
There's not the same steps to it, but
It'll
almost
tell us-
exactly.
tell us how
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tell us how, can you show me how it looks so I know?
So if you go, Ryan, go back to Sam for us if you would, or back to Canvas actually. We'll make Ryan do it. So go to that Word module again. And we want to look at the car show flyer one. Go back. He's so speedy, he needs to pay attention. Car show flyer one. So it'll look just the same, where it's going to tell you you have to do the download. And then let's go ahead and start. Now this one, you have the instructions file to download. So instead of the textbook, it actually has a separate instructions file download. You have the start file, and then the support file is the image. So you could get the image from here or from those student data files online, either place. Now, if Ryan goes ahead and downloads it here, he's going to need to make sure that he keeps the same file name if he takes it home or takes it someplace else to work on it, to download it. But it doesn't matter how many times you download it, it's fine. It's just that you keep working on it until you're ready to actually upload it, and that upload is what has to match exactly. Other questions? Got it? Okay, let's be our first one. Thank you, Ryan. I'm going to end this meeting thing. I'll let you quit sharing first. There we go.